If you have a family member or friend who is going through the grieving process of their fur baby, there are some do's and don'ts that maybe you should keep in mind. So let's go through. Let's get to the don'ts. First big don't. Do not say, well, that's too bad, but you can just run down to the shelter and get another one next week. No, you don't understand the magnitude of the relationship that your loved one had with their fur baby. That would be insensitive. And I know a lot of people, in their defense, have never had a personal relationship with the pet, so they don't understand how painful that can be. But just to say something like, there's plenty at the shelter, just go down and get another one next week, is a very insensitive and callous thing to say. So please don't say that. The next thing is, don't expect them to get over grief quickly. Everybody goes through the grief process in their own way, and you never know whether or not this particular loss of the fur baby is triggering other bigger, more, not more important, but more overwhelming losses, such as the loss of health, the loss of a job, the loss of a relationship, the loss of a spouse or a grandmother or a grandfather. So this could be part of compound grief, where this loss of a precious fur baby could represent so many other losses, and it's coming to a head for them. So give them time and space to go through the grieving process in their own way. And lastly, don't dismiss their pain as being stupid or ridiculous or wasted. Acknowledge and respect the pain. Know that it is real, and walk with them. Be their loved one. Walk with them, and let them know that you care. That's huge. Grieving is a process, and everybody goes through it in their own way. The most important thing is that they do move through it, that they don't get stuck somewhere. That's the hard part. They don't go through it in any particular order, but they do go through a grieving process, hopefully at the end turning their pain and their sorrow into memories of happiness and joy. So please remember that. If you find that your loved one is stuck somewhere and you feel like they aren't making any movement at all, you might suggest that they seek out a grief pet loss support group that they can join and find other people who are going through the same experience, or perhaps suggest they find a counselor or a therapist specialized in that area, like me, who can help them through that. Anyway, be a loving person, be their loved one, and be there with them. That will mean more to them than you know. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.